Hey gang, we're here live at 5 for our 9th Ask A Realtor Show. Today we're talking about that exciting time. As a buyer, you've looked at houses and you find the one. You find the one you want to live in, maybe for the rest of your life, maybe for the next 5 years, but you found the one, and now it's time to put in an offer. So we're going to go over things to think about, things that you hopefully have done in preparation for this, and what an offer entails. No. We're going to touch on that. See, we keep falling into the week
the
after
next
one.
thing.
Yeah. So Courtney, what's the first thing a buyer should do?
Get pre-qualified for your loan. This is the most important thing because you can't put an offer in without a pre-qualification letter. So your agent, before they put in the offer, is going to ask you for that. Now, I have seen before to get pre-qualified in the same day that you're putting in the offer. It can happen, but hopefully you've done this before you even started looking at houses. This is definitely the first thing you want to do.
Am I up?
You can be up.
So a few things that you're going to think about before you put the offer in. One important one is, do you know the taxes? A buyer wants to figure out what they can afford, what their monthly payment will be, and in order for that, you need to know the taxes. And also you need to know if the house is located in a school district that is reassessing taxes. In other words, is there a possibility that the taxes could go up after you buy the house?
Yeah. What will your monthly payment be? You can email or text or call your lender, or you can ask the agent to do the same. You just give them the purchase price that you're going with the offer, the tax amount. If it's in a flood zone, they need to know that. If it's HOA fee, some other things may vary with that, but you can ask them what an estimate would be on their monthly payment.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is that it? We have a lot of questions, but
Yeah.
they're short. Does the house require flood insurance? You just said that. Flood insurance can be expensive. So you definitely want to make sure your agent lets you know if that's part of the equation. I'll do another one.
Yeah, go ahead. Do another one.
Do you have a down payment? There are different loan types. We've covered that in previous videos. But different loan types require certain minimum amounts of a down payment. There's two things. There's a down payment, and then there's an earnest money deposit. When you do the offer, at least locally, currently, and this is 2018, most buyers are putting down $1,000. So you want to make sure that you have that money. But there are loans that are no money down, but you still want to put some money down as an earnest money deposit to show the seller that you're serious.
If you refer back to our videos with Scott Hilligus and Nick Christie, you will find all that information about what loans you can do without money down.
Yes, you will. And they're on YouTube.
Okay, I'll do this one. Did your agent do a CMA? So, before you put in an offer, your agent hopefully will do a CMA, which is a market analysis on the property. So they'll take houses that are in the same area that have sold over the last 12 months, and they'll take them and make apples and oranges, all apples. So they're just for things like bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, how much land you have, things like that. And they'll be able to give you a really good idea of how much the home is worth. Just because it's listed at $150 doesn't mean it's worth $150.
Awesome.
So you definitely want to get your agent to do that.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Are there any contingencies on your offer? That would mean like, for instance, if you want to buy a house and you want to put in a home office, you might do a contingency that you can get the zoning approved for a home office. Am I supposed to talk about inspections here too?
No, there's another one that says that.
Okay.
I wrote the note cards.
She has prettier writing. And the next one is, do you have money for closing costs? So you're going to take a loan, most likely, unless you're a cash buyer, for the bulk of the cost of the house. But you're still going to need some out-of-pocket money. We went over the deposit, money for closing costs, and inspection fees, we're going to hit that, are also an out-of-pocket fee. So your agent and your lender can give you an estimate of what your closing costs will be for a certain property at a certain price.
We did touch upon this. How much of a deposit would you be making? Like Aggie said, in this area it's usually $1,000, but that'll vary on how much the house is, how much you're putting in your offer in at.
I'm sorry if I went over your question. You don't want to lie?
Sure.
Did you review and sign the seller's disclosure? There's a form when a seller lists with a realtor or an agent, they get what's called a seller's disclosure form to fill out. And I believe it's 10 pages, and they answer all kinds of questions about the house. How long do they live there? How old is the roof? Do they have any problems with the furnace? What kind of furnace? So you definitely want to make sure you get to see that and review it before you put your offer in.
And you'll have to sign it too, saying that you read it and are okay with it.
That's right. Good.
Did you research the area? So you're going to want to look at the school systems, what the neighbors are like maybe, if there's crime in the area, whatever else you want to know. You can find everything online now.
Yeah, distances to grocery stores.
Yeah, where your work is, see if you're
Time
okay.
frame, yeah. But it's important to look at all of that. Because once you put an offer in, a seller has 3 options: to accept it, reject it, or counter it. But if they accept it, just as you've written, then you're bound to it. So it's good to do your homework beforehand. Who's up?
You can be up.
What inspections are you electing? So when you write the offer, the agent will ask you some things, and one of them is which inspections are you electing. So currently I believe some of the options are a home inspection, which is from roof to basement floor. They inspect everything within it. Wood destroying insects like termites and carpenter ants. The septic system, if there is one, inspection. Water, you can get the water tested. Radon, boundaries, zoning, and you can inspect for other things as well. But you want to think ahead of time because that all goes into the offer. The offer is actually a 13-page contract, which is going to be the agreement of sale. So it covers everything. So you kind of have to know that before you do the offer.
How long does the seller have to accept, decline, or counter? Usually we see between 1 to 3 days. It's usually no more than that. Depending on what kind of offer it is, if it's a multiple offer situation, you may want it to be less so that you hear back more quickly. It kind of just depends. I don't know what else.
I'm smiling because
you see yourself.
We had 3 people watching.
Oh.
Hi to the 3 people that are watching. I only have 1 question left.
I have 1 left too. Yeah, so we're good. Yeah.
What's yours?
When is your close date? I'll do that first, yeah. Okay. You want to make sure your close date is on a day that you can get off of work, for one. Also, make sure it's not on a holiday. I've done that before by mistake, and I think you caught it because I didn't know it was a holiday. Also, this can be changed if both the buyer and the seller agree to change it. Otherwise, it won't be.
Yeah. And one other thing, lots of buyers choose the last Friday of the month. I usually advise buyers to pick either the Thursday or the Wednesday before, so it's not the same day that everybody else is.
That's smart.
So there's not as much chaos on that day, because there can be chaos on that day.
Yeah, you'll have more flexibility with time then too.
Right.
Yeah. Smart.
What do you do if there are other offers? We're ending the show with this question because right now the market is hot. There's not a lot of houses for sale, so we're seeing a lot of multiple offers. Your agent should be calling the listing agent before you put the offer in and saying, are there any other offers expected in or in on the property? And the agent should be able to share that. It's good to know if you're in a multiple offer situation because there are addendums and certain things that you're going to want to do to make sure that you don't lose your chance, or do the best you can not to lose your chance on that property. Exciting time, putting an offer in. It's a nervous time too. We just had a buyer in the other day. Lots of questions. Well, what if this happens, or what if this, and what if that happens? One last thing to remember is if you have an inspections contingency, it's almost like a sneeze clause. So you have a few days if you get an inspection done, that you can get out of it and get your deposit money back. So it's not the end of the world if you put the offer in. And most likely you'll probably have a chance to counter or change it a little bit. Again, a real estate agent, a realtor can advise you and will advise you. And that's one of the things where we shine, is not helping you to navigate through this forest of what to do next and what not to do and what to look out for and what to avoid and pitfalls. So if you're a home buyer and you want to go look at a house so that one day you can put an offer in, please give us a call. Feel free to use all of the helpful information on our website, cometothecastle.com. And if you're a seller, remember we're offering reduced commissions to veterans,
First
responders, and pastors.
Is that all?
I've been umming a lot. I think that's all.
I think that's all too. I don't think so.
We did switch positions today just to throw you guys off. Okay, bye. Thank you.